Welcome to MHStv. I'm Matt Rendell. I teach radio and television here at Mishawaka High School. I'll be hosting the news for now since students are at home and not here at school. Here we go. This is your news for Friday, August 28, 2020. Students and teachers have been thrown a curveball to start this year as they will be doing virtual learning from home. The past couple of weeks have been in the middle of this new type of learning that features Google Meet and virtual live learning. Teachers have been going into school while students are at home every day. Teachers have been transitioning assignments and lessons into virtual formats to try to meet their students' needs from a distance. As we are going through this pandemic, plans for school are currently ever-changing. The plans currently are unpredictable. COVID cases have started to increase in St. Joe County due to a number of factors, including Notre Dame students going back to school. The current plan for Mishawaka schools is to open after the first 6 weeks are up. We'll keep you updated on the latest information as it is announced. The fall sports season, though, is underway here at MHS. Varsity sports have looked different, but they are still able to prepare, practice, and play the games. Here, let's start with a look at Friday night's exciting game between the Mishawaka Cavemen and the Marion Knights. On Friday night, the Cavemen and the Knights went at it in an offensive battle, scoring a combined 87 points. The game was back and forth all night long. Marion would score with a little under 5 minutes left to take the lead over Mishawaka. The Cavemen offense wasn't done yet, though, as they went and responded with a 65-yard drive capped off by a touchdown run by Andrew Mason with 50 seconds to play. The Knights would have one last shot to win it, and that is what they did. On the third play of the drive, Maddox Begonia would hit Brady Hoskins for the long touchdown pass, scoring with 6 seconds left. This was not where it would end, though. Down by 1, the Knights decided to go for 2 to win the game. Just as it had appeared the Cavemen had sacked the quarterback, he would throw the ball up in a last-ditch effort, somehow found the arms of a Marion receiver. Just like that, the Knights went on to win 44-43. Switching to the court, the volleyball team took on rival Marion to start the 2020 season. The girls came out on fire, beating the Knights in 3 straight sets. The team was led by seniors Abby Barson and Claire Scheid. The volleyball team then traveled to Adams to take on the Eagles last Thursday night. Like Game 1, the girls came out on fire, winning the first set 25-16 and beating the Eagles in 4 sets. The girls faced off against Michigan City Marquette this Monday night, came away with a thrilling 3-2 victory. Great start to the season, ladies. And the boys and girls soccer teams have both started off their 2020 seasons very strong. The girls soccer team started their season with a win against Lakeland High School, defeating the Lakers 8-1, as sophomore Franny Park scored 5 goals. The Lady Cavemen would improve their record to 2-0 by defeating Riley 8-0. The boys soccer team has started 3-1. Things began strong with a 5-1 win over New Prairie, but it didn't last long as they fell to LaVille 8-5. Yet the boys were able to recover and win 6-0 against Clay, led by Dustin Dewey, having his first career hat trick. The Cavemen would continue their good fortune, beating Westville 7-0 Monday night. Some would say the last Friday's game between the Mishawaka Cavemen and the Marion Knights was the best high school football game they've ever seen. The game was full of great highlights and emotions, so we're here to take a look at the highlight of the week. We have 2 great moments we want to share with you from that game. Our first highlight is the 99-yard kick return for a touchdown from Devon Parker. Our second highlight from Friday's game came from fullback Drew Mason, where he scored and celebrated by honoring Caveman football player Jacob Bush. Players also wore JB decals to wish Jacob a full recovery from a motorcycle accident this summer. That's our sports for today. Now let's get back to some news. The marching band also started their season off last Friday, taking as many COVID precautions as possible for the safety of everyone involved. Each student is required to wear a face mask when not playing their instrument or when they're within 6 feet of another student. Because of school closing early last year, students were unable to clean and turn in uniforms, and with COVID, it's too risky to try to fit uniforms for each student. So they're keeping it simple with a pep band shirt, blue jeans. For Friday night, they sat in the end zone, spread apart, and only taking off their masks to play songs during the game at halftime and during pregame. During this summer's quarantine, MHS got a lot of new upgrades, both interior and exterior. A $2.9 million safety project was put into action here at Mishawaka High School starting on June 9th and continuing through today. When students come back to school, the old parking lots on the west side of the school have been replaced with newer, smoother looking parking lots. Including in this will be a new drop-off zone, new pickup zone, new entrance and exit of student parking lots, and new sidewalks. And now there's finally a separate drop-off traffic area. So the new traffic pattern will have a much smoother flow to it. The parking lot wasn't the only upgrade. The clock tower at the front of the school was refurbished because of threats of cracks and crumbling. There's also new landscaping throughout the campus. The interior had some upgrades with locks, doors, and carpeting, but the commons got a brand new look. The carpet was replaced with a new hard surface, which makes it easier to clean. This week, Habitat for Humanity and the building trades class at Mishawaka High School have decided to work together to build houses. They are one of the only classes currently meeting in person as they work to help the Mishawaka community.
Thanks to Habitat for Humanity, the Mishawaka community is going to continue to grow at the Fields at Highland subdivision.
And by the time it's all said and done, there'll be 80 families living in this Fields at Highland subdivision. What's even more exciting is we believe by the time it's all done, there will be 100 children attending Mishawaka schools.
As volunteer groups have dwindled due to COVID-19, students from the Mishawaka High School Building Trades program are stepping in to help build these houses while getting more than just a hands-on education.
My concern was that we needed to, in order to get credit for the kids, we had to work hands-on, and that I needed to follow a curriculum that involved actually building something. We're going to be a little bit different where we used to build a house from start to finish, and we touch on every aspect of the house. We're hoping that we'll be jumping around here from house to house and helping out as much as we can. Learning how to, when holding a saw, pulling the trigger for the first time, the power, the fear of a blade turning, you can't experience that virtually. It's really difficult to experience that virtually. So to me, it was imperative that we had hands-on training.
And this opportunity to do on-site education excites students like senior Seamus Harlan.
I was extremely excited because I knew that last year I wanted to pick up exactly where I left off, and that's kind of what we're doing here because we have obviously the garage we're building, and then some of these other houses, if it rains, we're going in the basement here and we're going to fix it. If we finish the garage, we're going to a different house and we're going to start siding it. We're going to start roofing a certain house. And
for both the Mishawaka High School Building Trades program and Habitat for Humanity, this is an opportunity to connect students and families with their community.
Just like every home we build, I'm hoping they take pride in it, come back, show their kids possibly in years to come that I built that. I helped build that house there, and it's helping build the community.
A sense of community is so important. It's more than just building a house. It's more than just building a subdivision. This is a community. This is a neighborhood that people really enjoy living in, and we're excited about this partnership.
Parker Norris, Mishawaka Network.
Well, that's your news for today. Remember to wear your mask and practice social distancing, and make sure to stay safe. Have a great weekend, cavemen.